Scam alert, scam alert. I want to make sure I introduce this new scam that is going around in the creative community, probably other communities as well, but this is a new one. I did a video a while ago on a scam about, someone who's trying to get, an anniversary gift or a present or something for the kid. They send you a check and everything. But this scam right here is a little bit different, mainly because it sort of focuses on copyright and copyright infringement. And when we're in the creative community, we're referencing a lot of stuff and we're sort of putting stuff up on our portfolio and sort of sending stuff out. So copyright infringement is really big in the creative community. So it really caught my eye. It's something that, if you come across it, you can sort of fall victim to it because it's a really easy scam to get you to click on something. When I opened up my email, I saw a submission from my website. So the email submission that you can sort of write stuff into, that was sort of something where it's kind of like, it's not unsolicited in terms of just a random email. So they sent it through my website as a submission form, and the headline on it said Digital Millennium Copyright Act copyright infringement notification. So that right there is a big sort of headline where it's kind of like, okay, let me open this up just to see exactly what this is. Like I said, we're in the creative community, so sometimes we may have someone infringe upon our copyright. So we want to make sure that we're sort of taking attention to when people send us stuff about something that we may be sort of infringing upon. It could be Nike. Nike's cracking down on a lot of people infringing on their copyright. So I opened it up just to make sure I wasn't ignoring this email, mainly because this is something like, it could be important. And when I opened up the email, usually when there's a scam, it would be sort of like this fake email address. This one was Jessica Graham, and the email was grahamstock872@yahoo.com. And basically I said, okay, this is a name that you would sort of see. And then it had the stock in the email. So stock could be like stock photos, right? So sometimes when I do work, I reference stock photos that I sort of have from my Adobe stock account. It wasn't like a glaring red flag at all. So when you go down to the first sentence in the message, it says, "Hi there, my name is Jessica. Your website or website that your organization hosts is violating the copyright protected images owned by me." That right there was a huge red flag because it didn't get specific at all. If you're sort of personally having your copyrights infringed upon, you would really get specific at what the person who is infringing on your copyrights is doing. This one right here sort of referenced me as an organization, and I was like, if you went through my website, especially you sent the email through my form on my website, you would definitely know that I'm basically just an artist and not sort of like this huge organization. I'm no Walmart or anything. That was a huge red flag for me when they don't get specific. It's really general because, when you get general, it's sort of like a catch-all. You can send this to anyone and it would pertain to anyone. It then goes on to say, take a look at the official document with the URLs to the images you utilize at imdtour.com, that's my website, and my previous publication to find the evidence of my copyrights. Download it right now and check this out for yourself. And then they have a link to whatever they want me to download. See, that right there should just be a huge red flag for anyone sort of reading that paragraph and saying, oh, you want me to download it. You don't want to sort of talk about it in the email, what I did or what I infringed upon. You want me to download it. And then they really don't sort of get specific about any sort of my name, or they use my website. Basically, if they went through that form. So for me, it seems like there's a bot or an algorithm that goes through people's form and then automatically just sends this email. If they find like you have a contact form on your website, it automatically populates it and then sends this email. So that's what, for me, what I'm reading, what it sounds like. And then they want me to download sort of the file, not go to the website or go to their website. They want me to download, the files for the evidence. So it then goes on to really just reference a lot of the Copyright Act, and just like when they sort of put in the section and everything, you're like, oh, this may be legitimate because they're actually referencing the Copyright Act and sort of like the damages. But all of this is just trying to enlist fear in you by sort of listing the damages that you may be facing if you don't sort of take it down. And then like you're sort of like, oh, I don't want to face damages, let me take this down, let me actually click on that link and look at it. That's what they're trying to get you to do. I even did this. I even looked at the link that they were sort of trying to send me to. So if you look at the link, https, and then it goes storage.googleapis.com. So it's not google.com, it's googleapis.com. And from there it has the rest of the link. And so what I did was I just Googled Google APIS and storage. And when you put storage in Google APIS, you find out that it's an actual real service. But when I clicked on the link to get more information about it, it said that it is a legitimate service, but this service is used by scammers to sort of scam people a lot. It is basically something that is open to everyone, so there's a lot of scams. So basically just Googling the word storage, Google APIS, things like that, you're able to actually find out exactly what sort of service it is and whether it's legitimate or not, or whether it's legitimate and people are actually utilizing it to sort of scam people. So this is something that I always do, is like, find the sort of the root link and a link that someone wants you to click. You Google that before you actually click on that link, just to see if it's legitimate. So I do that a lot of times, especially when I get unsolicited emails from people wanting me to do certain sort of murals or jobs. It's like, let me see if this business actually exists or this person actually exists. So I look up the emails and everything like that. Couldn't really find anything on the email at all either. So I went into Google and sort of threw that in there, and basically it came up with nothing. This is how you lose bank accounts, you lose your personal information, you get your Instagram hacked, you lose control of your computer, you sort of downloading things, and now your sort of computer is locked or your Mac is locked and you can't get it open. Now you have to sort of pay a ransom to get encryption keys to sort of open up your computer or get access to it. So this is definitely something that is going around. I have gotten a ton of these emails, but overall the email didn't really have a lot of grammatical errors. So for me it was like that would be a red flag, but it didn't really have any of that. It was really formal, which was one of the things that was a red flag for me, especially if it's just one person who's saying they're being infringed upon and they didn't really give any specific. Because if you're a single person that would say that, hey, this artist is infringing upon my copyrights, I would get really personal about, okay, or really specific about, this is the work that you're infringing upon, this is when I made it, this is the project I was working on, things like that, and sort of give evidence. And nothing here really says that. Really is all about sort of instilling that fear in you by giving you sort of just the copyright laws, but that's not evidence that you're infringing upon anything. I really wanted to make sure that I did a video sort of exposing that scam, or just telling people about the scam, because it is going out there a lot. I've been getting a few of these lately, and I recently ran across a couple of people who were posting about getting their Instagram or their Facebook or their emails or whatever hacked, and now they lost sort of access to it and they have to make a new account. So this is something that we're gonna just be facing more and more and more of these days. So I want to make sure, especially for artists, that you protect yourself, especially when it sort of hits personal, when it comes like to copyrights and you're afraid and you don't know what to do. Actually read that email a couple times and spot those red flags, and also ask other artists if they've gotten emails like this as well, so that you're able to actually just discern, hey, this is something that's real, or this is something that's a scam and fake, and I just need to delete it and block that email. So hopefully this helped you out, and I will see you next time. Peace.